Hello, my dear. It's Astrology Massage Tea Time, and I'm your energy coach, human design reader, and the creator of Astrology Massage, Seren the Healer, broadcasting from the vibe of universal love and self-compassion. Right now, it's Leo season. I'm actually recording this the night after the Leo new moon, so we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel until we've got the sun in Leo. And you'll notice that that puts our shadow in Aquarius. So while the sun is in Leo, your body's going to process energy through your Leo centers, and the shadow is going to be a little harsh in Aquarius energies. So if you've got placements in either of these, you're going to notice this a little stronger than everybody else. Leo energy processes through the heart and the spine, the back muscles, while Aquarius energy is in the calves. So the difference that we'll notice there is Leo energy is flashier. It's quick bursts of energy to stun and amaze and surprise. It's impressive. It's charismatic. It catches attention. While Aquarius is more focused towards the future. It's more longevity. It's endurance energy. It's energy to keep you going and energy that's going to last for generations. So you'll see that that's a big, they're opposites. So one doesn't do well in the other's house. So that's what we're dealing with here. I'm going to see a lot of people with Aquarius, strong Aquarius placements in their big three, the sun, the moon, the ascendant, coming in with issues with their back, tightness in the back. A lot of times you'll notice that the Aquarius centers, the calves, the lower leg, are going to suffer too. You might be feeling foot pain from that, or actually noticing it in your lower legs a little tighter, having a harder time going on long hikes and for long walks, things like that. So right now we're pulling out the cards. This setup is very unusual for me. It's a little bit uncomfortable, so you'll notice nothing's centered. I'm struggling to find the camera. I apologize for that, but I wanted to go ahead and get this reading out even though I'm not in my office today, because it was time. And I've been getting a lot of nudges and questions, not only from you but from my guides, from my friends, and things of that nature. So the new reading that I'm doing right now, I'm calling the pre-intention session. We are looking at past, present, and future energies, but we're looking at it for the cycle. What cycle are you currently activated in, and what can you change in order to break out of it if you're wanting a new and different outcome? If you want to manifest something on purpose, there's a specific placement in this reading that's going to help you focus on that, okay? So right now we're dealing out the cards. And the deck that you see me shuffling here is my Shaman's Dream Oracle. I absolutely adore this deck. It's one of my favorite Oracle decks. All of the cards in this deck loosely align with the same number in the Chinese I Ching, which is a basis for the gates in the human design system. So I get double messages whenever I use this oracle, and we're going to see the benefit from that here. So these are our three decks that we're going to pull cards from. They all have specific reasons and energies and purposes. This first deck is the energy deck. I like to use it to pull our highest emanation. Is going to crown the reading and show us what our outcome will be if we are able to ascend this energy as high as possible with the card that we're going to change. So I already pulled that card. I'm kind of pushing it out of the way because my spread here is going to be as tall as it is wide, but my frame is not. So again, I apologize for the awkwardness. I was kind of trying out a new setting and setup here, and I haven't actually done a reading like this and recorded it, in a while. I've actually been doing them in a written out format. You're going to get to see a little bit of that here. That's what I'm doing for my private clients that come in for their astrology massage sessions. When we pull their cards, they actually get the copy of the reading in a PDF or a photo form in text so that they can review it and add it to their journaling process the next day. So now we're pulling our card. I was noticing that this deck wasn't really awake anymore after all of that moving around and shaking. See how the cards are kind of sticking together. So I had to kind of go back and reshuffle to bring some energy back into that deck so that I could hear from it and get the card that is appropriate for this position in our reading today. This is the Quantum Oracle, a Sandra N. Taylor deck. And it covers a vast array of energies. It has, I think it has like 6 different suits in it. It might be more than that. All right, so the first card out is in the position of the root. At the root of this reading, we're looking at the inspiring spark or the trigger or the raw nerve that sets everything into motion. And in this position, for this card, we've got a 27. It's a heart home card. And it's about compassion, but you notice it came out upside down, right? So in the I Ching and human design, the 27 is the nurturing gate. And it's about when it's coming out upside down like that in our root position, it's telling us that this whole pattern that we're dealing with is inspired by a non-compassionate home, a place that wasn't as nurturing as you needed when you were there. So it could be childhood home, it could be your the position that you're in now, but it is the root of it all. Now we're looking at what's at the back of the reading. Gathering around, we've got a community that is not supportive. So you're listening to people, they're in your ear, they're encouraging you to do something or stopping you from doing something. And their advice, their influence is not benefiting you well. At the heart of the reading, we've got this covenant card. The heart is going to be your present feelings, your situation, and the trapped energy, with this covenant being a sacred contract that is holding you back. That pattern is something that's been long-standing that has not changed because of a promise that you've made to someone or because of the way that you are linked to the people in this community or this family or workplace, whatever the situation is. You're going to know by the end of the week what this exactly pertains to for you. Crowning the reading, we've got healing the heart. That is a heart chakra card in the heart energy. So what that means is that with you coming from a non-nurturing place, this heart space is closed down, and that's where the energy needs to be released in order to reach the highest emanation in this cycle. So that's what we're wanting to heal by changing what's in this last card here. So we're going to look and see, we've got status quo. You see how the eye kind of draws all the way down the road to the end of this? You don't feel like there are any other options. You're locked in by all of these buildings, all of these long-standing energies that have been there. And so you just keep plodding along like a train on a track, keeping the cycle going in the status quo. Right? So that's the thing that you would want to change in order to break up this energy, in order to pick something different and go in a different direction. But if you notice, it looks like from this perspective, there is no other way. This cycle has been going so long in the same direction that you've stopped even looking to the left and the right to try and find the workarounds or the way out of it. And that is something that is quite, it's common. Like in that situation, if that conditioning has caused your heart to close in a way that you feel like it's you against the world, you're in this by yourself, or the people that you are leaning on or relying on, they don't have what you need in order to give it to you, to help you to break out of this cycle, because they're in it as well. Either they see it as the best option, or they're guiding you down that way because that's the path that they took as well. But it looks like in this situation, the person that I'm talking to is someone that's needing to reach out and find a new community, reach out and go into, speaking to a professional, a therapist, or somebody who can give you advice on how to break this and get into a different situation altogether. Your foundation is set in the wrong place for you. Your support team is not that supportive. The type of nurturing and love and compassion and support that you're needing on this journey is something that they can't give you. Probably because you're doing something that's brand new that they don't understand or that they've never heard of. So I decided to pull one more card. I pulled out the major arcana from my body tarot deck because I wanted to see where in the body is this energy stuck? Where is it trapped? So that's why you notice there's only 22 cards there, is because I just pulled out the majors to see what's our trump card energy that is contributing to you staying in this, even though you may not even be in that discompassionate home or unnurturing starting place that you were in when you got the initial conditioning that led you on this path. You're still following it because you're carrying it with you somewhere. It's trapped in your body. So I decided to go ahead and clarify, and we got the brain. So the brain is the mind. It's representative of your mental state and those same neural pathways that are firing to keep you trapped, like a habit or even an addiction. So that's definitely, like I was saying before, something that it's time to reach out and get a professional to help you. Take this to your therapist and talk to them about what you've identified that is this habit or this pattern. Even if it's a work situation and you've been in this job, maybe you were encouraged to take the job by a family member or someone who figured it was probably the best option for you that was available, but now that you're there, your heart is hurting. You're feeling like you're in the wrong place. It's not that that person meant you ill will or anything like that. It's literally that they couldn't see where you're going. You're the only one who's going to be able to see that. So with that highest emanation being a healing of the heart, you're going to have to start looking at this in a different way. And what human design teaches us to do when we're looking at making decisions, when we're looking at breaking out of conditioning and patterns that are wired into our brain and keeping us going, it's about looking to your inner authority, which is never the mind. The mind and the ego are in cahoots. And there are places where those guys are meant to be in charge, but when it comes to trying to live your authentic self and put your differentiation out into the world, the things about you that are special and different and unique that make you feel fulfilled, it's about listening to your inner authority. So that inner authority is going to be best utilized with a strategy depending on your human design type, and it's going to help you to make the decision that is going to break out of that cycle. It's going to be something that you wouldn't usually consider or that you wouldn't usually do. And something that I've had to kind of coach people through recently is that it might not always look as though it leads directly to the path that you're going on. And for someone who's been on a well-paved path, that could be kind of scary. It could be really beneficial to find a support net, a new support net, who is able to kind of guide you and help you to believe in yourself and follow this new track, or even bust out the machete and create your new track for yourself that is going to lead you to a place of surprise and success and fulfillment and satisfaction. All right, so that is our Astrology Massage Tea Time reading. This is a little review of what I've got written down. Again, that's that report that I was telling you about that I write for each of the pre-intention for change and breaking cycles readings that I do, where we go in and we look at each of the cards individually, and I give you a little bit of information about what I saw and what I know and what came up for that card in that position. All right, so in Leo season, that is the energy of come out and play. So that decision, it needs to come from a lighthearted, easier place. It needs to come from a place of being okay with things being different, because you want to make a different decision in order to get to a different place. So that has been your reading. I hope it was helpful. Forgive me for my all over the place visuals. I hope you were able to get past that and really get the message. I'm not going to put your business out there and go into specifics on what the inner authorities are. So if you're wanting to get something more specific, come and see me.